Hello, welcome to this tropical update for the Atlantic, and let's see what's happening. So there are these three areas now, and this one and the one closest to Africa were like 40%. Now they're just 30%. So let's see, because the models are still very low on this. They showed development a few days ago, but now it's just very weak. So let's see what they say. A tropical waves producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms over Hispaniola, parts of the Caribbean Sea. As the system moves westward, some development is possible when it reaches the western Caribbean Sea and the southwestern Gulf of Mexico late this week over the weekend. So 0 and 30%. So it could try to do something near the Gulf there, in the southwestern Gulf, but in the western Caribbean, it's a very low chance, but you never know, we could see something. Let's see, there's this system closest to Africa, a tropical wave located over Far East Atlantic producing disorganized shower activity. Some slow development of the system is possible during the next few days as it moves west, northwestward, or northwestward over the eastern tropical Atlantic. Environmental conditions are expected to become less conducive by the end of the week. This system could produce locally heavy rains, gusty winds in parts of the Cabo Verde Islands in a day or two. So 20 and 30%. And now there's this system here that just appeared on the board today. Another tropical wave located midway between the west coast of Africa and the Western Antilles produced disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Some slow development is possible during the next couple of days while the system moves west-northwestward, and by the end of this week, however, environmental conditions are expected to become more unfavorable for additional development, so just 10% chance there. So by the looks of this, it doesn't look like anything will develop, but this still has a chance there in the southwestern Gulf, and this might become a short-lived depression near the Cabo Verde. So let's see what the models say, but first let me show you this tropical wave. So there's the one in the Caribbean, some heavy rains in the Dominican Republic and Jamaica, especially in the Dominican Republic, so please stay safe there from some heavier downpours, some flash floods and stuff. Let me say this to them. A esta hora de lluvias tropicales que está afectando la República Dominicana, que puede dejar lluvias más fuertes hoy así y alguna mañana, precauciones con inundaciones y todo. Good, so let's see. We have already some rains in Central America, some thunderstorms in Belize and the Yucatan, and then there's these two tropical waves there. The first one is that one at 10% there, and this one near the Cabo Verde there at 30%. So we'll keep monitoring this. Let's see the models now. So the GFS has that system there in the US with some heavy rain. Then it has the system almost developing the Western Caribbean, but neither in the Gulf. It tries to, but not really. Might do something in the Eastern Pacific, but will have a short window to do that. But later it tries to spin up something in the Gulf by September 13th there, and then something bigger in the Eastern Pacific. And there in the Atlantic, it actually has the system trying to become a short-lived depression there and dying off, but it could become a short-lived depression there. The Canadian has, let's see, that system trying to become like a depression or something, but very weak. And then that system, the Canadian has developed in the Gulf to a tropical storm there, but it's one of the few models showing it. The Icon has, let's see, that system there, and it actually tries to develop that first one, but doesn't really make it. And that second one there, it has a system developing behind it, the Central Atlantic there, and the other one near Africa has almost developing as well by September 11th. And it actually has a hurricane in the Gulf, so there'll be a hurricane in the Gulf, but the Icon is kind of exaggerating sometimes. So let's see the European here. It shows that first system there, more heavy rain to Central America, but nothing crazy. in terms of development, but then it tries to develop. This could become a short-lived depression like Chris was there in the Gulf near Mexico, or a storm. So the European almost has this developing there, and the system near Africa could become something very weak, very quick, but not really. But it has a system coming off later there, and developing. So we'll keep watching that because those waves are at a higher latitude too. That's causing those weird rains on the Sahara, and they're colder waters further north. So that's why it's kind of quiet too. But let's see what the ensemble say. Next 240 hours, the European has a lot of members in the Gulf actually. Some tropical storm, tropical depression members towards the US, and some members, a lot of members near near Mexico. So it has a lot of support near Mexico for maybe a depression to form. And then it has a lot of support in the Eastern Atlantic too, but not a lot, but there's a considerable amount of members showing it. And then a member or two showing that first system there. But let's watch that system in the Gulf, and that one, if it forms, will just be a fish storm or bring some rain in the Cabo Verde. So better watch it for the Cabo Verde because of the rain. But let's see. The GFS is kind of a mess, but it shows some support for the first system, but not really. Some support for the second system in yellow there, and some support for some crazy hurricanes in the middle of the Atlantic, but there's little support. There's a lot of support there, but it's only like 1013 millibars, like something weak, so the GFS is not very onto it. And there's some support for the system in the Gulf, but not as much as the European. And the Western Caribbean already forms something there as well, but only a little support, so we'll keep watching it. But if you are like in Mexico or the Gulf, you should be kind of monitoring this, but this is nothing immediate threat. So let's see. The rainfall, there's those heavy rains there because of the tropical wave, might affect Jamaica tomorrow and more areas into like Central America especially. We have some heavy rains from this system. So I think we can see it better with the rain accumulation. So until like Thursday, it's passing by Jamaica, some heavier thunderstorms there, and then like late Friday it starts affecting Central America. Then some more rains Central America Saturday through Sunday, but nothing crazy. We might have some heavy rain in spots of Guatemala and Mexico, but nothing that crazy. But naturally, that's a tropical wave full of moisture, so as it passes, there'll be lots of showers and storms through Belize, the Yucatan, and Guatemala. So just be aware that, especially Friday, you see it there, that's the tropical wave on Friday. Lots of rain near Belize, but the storms can kind of scatter a little bit. It doesn't become a very concentrated area of heavy rain. But later, the rain might be worse for eastern Mexico as this tries to develop in the Gulf. So like the rain accumulation showing, next 5 days already has more than 100 millimeters for many areas of eastern Mexico there. So monitor that more for heavy rain than for development, but also monitor the National Hurricane Center as well. Let's see. Lots of showers and storms generally across Mexico, but mainly western Mexico. Some portions of western Mexico up to 125 millimeters, so be careful there. And all of Mexico generally during thunderstorms. Might be lightning, some gusty winds, and isolated flash floods. Guatemala, some rain. Honduras, some more passing storms during the afternoon and day. And to see some more rain, some showers in Nicaragua, and some more storms in western Nicaragua. Panama, Costa Rica, more passing showers and storms, just like tropical moisture. And yeah, just generally be careful during showers and storms. And the same goes for Jamaica, as the tropical wave passes by there. For Cuba, some afternoon, evening storms in Cuba, and a shower or two in the Turks and Caicos or in the Bahamas. So be careful there. Let's see, the GFS next 5 days has more Honduras, El Salvador, close to 100 millimeters there. Be careful, a lot in Belize, close to 100 millimeters as well. Southern Mexico, more than 100 millimeters. Western Mexico, the GFS has more there, more than 190 millimeters, the storms there. Be careful, and it has some more for southern Panama and parts of Costa Rica, some heavier storms, and Nicaragua in some areas, especially like northeastern Honduras shows a lot there, so be careful. And yes, and the waves, they'll be kind of bigger in the Central Caribbean, south of Hispaniola, Jamaica, Haiti, and not areas into the Western Caribbean, as this cross, especially near Jamaica's a little bit bigger waves because of the wind gusts. So let's see some gusty winds with the tropical wave in some areas, eventually in the Gulf there too. So yeah, so stay safe from the thunderstorms, the heavy rains and stuff, and we'll keep monitoring this.